Quest presents an unabridged recording of Chums, How a Tiny Caste of Oxford Tories Took Over the UK, by Simon Kuper, narrated by Mark Elstob. To understand the man, you have to know what was happening in the world when he was 20. Attributed to Napoleon, probably apocryphal. Introduction. Oxocracy. The keener observers of British public life will have noticed a particular breed of establishment men and women. They're over 40, smugly successful and successfully smug. Chances are they were also educated at Oxford. The Oxford student newspaper, Cherwell, 24th of February, 1989. You turn the pages of yellowing student newspapers from the 1980s and there they are. Recognisably the same faces that dominate today's British news. Boris Johnson getting elected president of the Oxford Union Debating Society, a cheekily grinning Michael Gove among the union hacks in five-in-a-bed romp Shocker, and a pair of them being sold alongside Simon Stevens, future chief executive of the NHS, in a union slave auction. When I arrived at Oxford, aged 18, in 1988, to study history and German, it was still a very British and quite amateurish university, shot through with sexual harassment, dilettantism and sherry. Gove, Johnson and the much less prominent David Cameron had graduated just before I arrived, but from my messy desk at the student newspaper, Cherwell, I covered a new generation of future politicians. You couldn't miss Jacob Rees-Mogg, the only undergraduate who went around in a double-breasted suit, or Dan Hannan, who founded a popular Eurosceptic movement called the Oxford Campaign for an Independent Britain. Cherwell was inaccurate, gnomic, a poor imitation of Private Eye, badly written in the trademark Oxford tone of relentless irony, with jokes incomprehensible to outsiders, but it turns out with hindsight that we weren't just lampooning inconsequential teenage blowhards. Though we didn't realise it, we were witnessing British power in the making. I didn't know any of the future power brokers personally because we were separated by the great Oxford class divide. I was middle class, from a London comprehensive after many years abroad, and they were mostly public school boys. I was an outsider who happened to be looking in through the window. Today I am more of an inside outsider. After a few post-university years living in the UK, I emigrated to PARRIS in 2002 and have made my life there. But through my column...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?